I'm just going out there and enjoying a night off, and the girlfriend's out of town, so I guess monitoring radio. I've got a few people on air.
This is KI5 ZPA, just waiting for the 8 o'clock net.
KI5 ZPA, this is KK7KOE, name's Kevin. Yeah, I heard there was a net. I guess that's starting here right about now, so I'll hop off. Clear.
Get off my repeater! It's 8 p.m. in Austin, Texas. All amateur radio traffic, please stand by. The Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday night net. It's about to begin. If there's any emergency or priority traffic, please come with your name and call sign now. Nothing heard. Well, welcome to Thursday night. You're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday night net. Call sign N5OAK. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'll be your net control for tonight. I'm transmitting from my QTH in Northwest Austin to the flagship 147-320 repeater. You can also check in on Echolink using the K5TMT-R or KA5D-R. For those of you that have All-Star nodes, you can also hang out with us via All-Star node 51444. For a list of all the repeaters and frequencies the Thursday Night Net is transmitting over, visit n5oak.org and click on the All-Star tab. Just make sure you turn your VPN off, because we don't like VPNs, apparently. We also have the welcome team standing by, waiting to approve your club memberships, as well as requests to join the Discord community, and that's where all the fun is happening. For those of you that like to multitask, we got MXC going on in the video net tonight, so if you want to watch a bunch of crazy people get hit by random things and fall into the mud and all kinds of random stuff, come join us on the Thursday Night Net video chat. It's a whole lot of fun. Tonight's net is a controlled net, meaning stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment time. We get together every week to share knowledge, ask questions, and just hang out with the club. If you're a new ham like Kevin, or just new to the net, the Thursday Night Net is a social gathering and a great way for you to get your feet wet and meet the club. You don't have to be a member to join in tonight's fun. Any and all licensed operators are welcome to participate. It's very easy to check into the net tonight as well. In just a bit, I'll ask for check-ins to take down a list of all the stations who want to participate. Once we have everyone checked in, I'll go down the list one at a time and give you a floor. Feel free to ask questions, tell us about something you've been working on, or just say hi. Just so you know what to expect, this is typically how the net goes. We start off the net with short time check-ins for those of you that can't stick around until the end. Then we continue with exam questions, ham radio news, followed by club announcements and regular check-ins. If you missed the first round of check-ins, don't worry, we'll grab you at the next round. So with all that said, I'm going to do another quick ID, and we will jump into short time check-ins. You're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net, call sign N5OAK. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight. This net happens every Thursday at 8 p.m., and for more details about the club or to become a member, visit us online at n5oak.org. All right, it's time for short time check-ins. If you want to check in and get on the log but you don't have any comments tonight, just say no traffic. I won't take general comments from short timers, and if you check in as a short time and later you want to rejoin the net, feel free to do a recheck. Check into the net tonight. Please state your name and call sign slowly and clearly. When giving your call sign, please use standard ITU phonetics if you know them. This gives everybody the opportunity to learn them, and it makes it easier for me. I've got Ernesto standing by to give you an example of how to check in. So let's burn a little time and let him finish up that big bite of sandwich. Ernesto, if you would please show them how to check into the net tonight.
This is Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November, Ernesto in East Austin. Man, I ate that sandwich one time and you always bring it up.
You always got something in your mouth, man. Just don't even start there. Thanks, sir. All right, with that, let's get tonight's net started. Short time check-ins. Please come with your name and call sign now. This is
Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango, Ken in South Austin, no traffic.
This is Kilo India 5 Zulu Papa Alpha, Karen, typically North Austin, but now in Terrytown this evening. No traffic.
All right, we had a double there, Karen. You're a KI5, but I think VGN, I didn't quite get that. Give me your call sign one more time, please.
That would be Kilo India 5 Zulu Papa Alpha.
I was totally off on that one. All right, well, thank you for getting me corrected on that. All right, whoever doubled with Karen, it was the AI5 station, I do believe. Come again.
This is Alpha India 5 Juliet Tango, Rick in Highland, no traffic. Thanks, Rusty.
Oh, yeah, I should probably put down when y'all say no traffic. All right, cool. So I got Rick with no traffic. We got Ken, Aaron, Karen, and Rick. Anybody else want to check in short time?
This is Kilo India 5 Zulu India Echo. I'm in North Austin. John's the name.
All right, we got John on the list. Anybody else?
Kilo India 5 Zulu Quebec Echo. It's Claude in Oak Hill. No traffic.
This is Whiskey 5 Lima Uniform Lima, Holly and Buda, no traffic.
This is K7DIY, that's Kilo 7 Delta Indigo Yankee, John Barrows from Liberty Hill.
All right, well, a little extended pause there, see if anybody else would come in. So we got Ken, KI6HQT. I know he's no traffic. He's always no traffic. And it's good to hear you tonight, Ken. Thanks for checking in. We got Aaron, AI5HP. I don't know if you said no traffic or not. I wasn't paying attention. So, Aaron, give us some traffic, man.
AI5HP here. Yeah, Aaron. I did say no traffic, but that's okay. Hey, Rusty and everybody, thanks for running the net, Rusty. Sorry I couldn't volunteer. Nothing going on for me. I'm just moping around the house or hobbling around the house, however you want to call it. And let me know if you've got anybody to do general questions tonight. I'm available if you need me to. If not, no biggie. Back to you. This is 5HP back to net control.
Senor Ernesto has signed up for the questions, but thank you, sir. So you said you were going to go grab some dinner. What's for dinner tonight, man?
Chicken flautas.
Oh, man, that sounds good. All right, well, thanks for checking in, Short Time Man. Don't forget, if you want to recheck and tell us some fun war stories or, any kind of craziness that's going on, you can do that later on. Karin, KI5ZPA, she hangs out with us over on the trivia, and I totally should have known your call sign. So, Karin, I was not paying attention to no traffic up until we got to Rick. And so I forget if you said no traffic or not, so I'm going to make you say something at least. You can just say no traffic if you want, but anything fun going on this week, Karin?
Hey, Rusty and all. No, nothing exciting. I am late at my nanny job tonight, and that's why I'm checking in from Terrytown, so hitting the UT repeater, which is pretty cool. And just trying to keep the kids in bed and do a little bit of studying for my general. That's it. Back to net.
Very cool. Quite the multitasker. Well, good luck on keeping the kiddos in bed and also on the general. We got Rick, AI5JT. Rick, I was paying attention by the time I got to you. You said no traffic, so we'll pass on and say good night to you. We got John, KI5ZIE. He didn't say no traffic. So, John, what you got going on this week, man?
Well, thank you. This is Kilo India 5 Zulu India Echo. I'm very new to this. What does no traffic mean? I'm trying to figure out from the context, but I'm not quite sure. So sorry for the stupid question, but I'm like I said, I'm new to it, and I'm just trying to figure it all out. Thank you.
Well, we had almost a perfect double, and I think it was between Rick and John. So if Rick, was that you, AI5JT, asking about the no traffic?
No, Rusty, that was not. AI5JT, clear.
All right, well, we had a station in there that was asking about what no traffic meant, so come with your name and call sign so we can chat.
Oh, yeah, this is Kilo India 5 Zulu India Echo, John, North Austin. I'm new to it, and I'm trying to figure out what no traffic means. I'm halfway there from context, but I'm just still curious about what that means.
So during the net, we do short time check-ins, and so the net can run anywhere between, we start at 8, usually it'll run till at least, 9, 10, maybe 11, depending on how everybody's feeling. So the short time check-ins, or if you just want to get on the log and get in here and say, hey, I'm here, and get counted in for the night, that's what a short time check-in is. No traffic just means that you got nothing to say, and so you just want to get in. So if you said your name and call sign and didn't say no traffic, then we would be having a little bit of banter like we are now and ask you how you're doing, what's going on. If you say no traffic, then I know that you got nothing to add to tonight's net, or at least now, and I'll skip over you. So since you didn't say no traffic, or if you did, I wasn't paying attention, I just wanted to talk to you and see what's going on for the week, man.
All right, well, thank you very much for that explanation. Again, like I said, this is the second net I've ever hit on. I got my tech and general tests a little over a month ago, and I'm just trying to dig into it and figure out what's going on. So there it is. So thank you very much for explaining that. I do appreciate it. And this is Kilo India 5 Zulu India Echo.
Roger, man. Anytime. I see you're also in the Discord, so anytime you got questions, we're hanging out over in the Thursday Night Net channel. Any kind of questions you got about anything, man, Discord is your place. Because trust me, we were all new at one time. I am an extra, and I still think I don't know anything about ham radio, so I got licensed, in 2017. So lots of help on any kind of anything, and Discord is definitely your spot. So we had a double with John. While John was asking what no traffic would, we had somebody else come in there and chat. Whoever that was, come with your name and call sign.
This is Kilo Bravo 5 Victor Uniform, Wimberley, Texas.
All right, Kilo Bravo 5 Victor Uniform. What was your name?
My name is Joel. I'm from Wimberley. I'm just here showing support. I don't have any traffic that I'm happy to be on.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Joel. I got you in the logbook, and I got you in there for no traffic. Our next one was Claude, KI5ZQE. Claude was playing trivia while he was studying. He just got his license. So welcome to Thursday night, Claude. It's always good to have you and a call sign. Very fun. Holly, W5LUL down in Buda. Sheep Dave, no traffic. Fine, be that way. Let's go talk to John, K7, do it yourself. John, what's going on this week? DIY, are you out there? All right, well, it looks like John has already left the building, so I guess that means it's time to do another round of short time check-ins. But before we do that, let's do a quick ID and let everybody know that you're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net, call sign N5OAK. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. For more details about the club or to become a member, visit us online at n5oak.org. So with that, let's open up round number 2 of the short time check-ins and see if we can get any more people. If anybody wants to come in short time, come now with your name and call sign.
This is KB5MPJ, Kilo Bravo 5, Mike, Papa Juliet, Jason and Buda.
Nothing like some extended pauses. I think the best one was Samir. When Samir would run the UT nets, man, these things would go quiet forever. Well, Jason, it looks like you're it for round 2, man. KB5MPJ, what's going on for your week, man?
Hey, Rusty. I just got on the CW net tonight and discovered a little problem with my antenna. Either my antenna or my tuner. I've got to figure it out now because I just did a repair on this tuner and it was working fine, but tonight my SWR kept going really high and tuning just kind of intermittently went bad. So it's kind of annoying because I don't know if the problem is in the tuner or if it's my antenna that's been whipped around in the wind the last few days. So got to kind of dig into it and figure it out. As far as this week, not too much tomorrow. Saturday, I'm going to help Ray paint his 1950 Plymouth. We're going to get that thing painted. So that's pretty much the only thing I've got planned over the weekend is helping out with that and maybe figuring out what's wrong with this antenna. Back to net control.
Very cool, man. Yeah, I was gonna put the HF antenna back up, but sure as anything, I got more limbs out of the trees, so I'm gonna wait that out. So tell me, I've seen you with the paint gun and all the masks and all the things on. Are you a professional car painter? Is this something that you do for fun? Like, how did you learn how to do that?
So I took a shop class in high school to learn how to do it, and I think I've painted about 8 cars in my lifetime, but I'm telling Ray that it's worth what he's paying me for the quality of the paint job, you know, so if a few beers is worth a paint job, then that's what we're going to get. But yeah, no, I'm going to do my best on it, but I'm not a professional. I've just done it kind of as a hobby. KB5MPJ.
Right on, man. You can't complain about free labor, right? That's just the way it goes. Well, cool, man. Well, dude, good luck on that. It looks like he was having fun sanding on the car. That looked like quite the mess. I was gonna sign up, and then I saw the photos, and I could feel all of that all over every crease of my body, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna do that. All right, well, hey man, thanks for checking in short time with us. Let's see if we got anybody else that wants to hang out with us short time. If you do, please come with your name and call sign now. Looks like that's going to do it for short times. Well, before we get into regular check-ins, we're going to review a question or two from the FCC's current general exam pool. If you have a technician license, this will give you a sample of what the test is about, Karin, so pay attention. And if you already passed your general exam, it's always a good thing to review the material in preparation for your extra license. So, let's throw it over to Ernesto, KI5PZN. Ernesto, take it away, man.
Alright, this is KI5PZN, and I'll be doing the general questions tonight. And, let's see, I'm going to start with both pretty hard, but it'll give you an idea of what's going on the general exam. So the first one is, which of the following modes is it's most commonly used for voice communication on the 160 meters, 75 meters, and 40-meter bands? I'm going to read it again. Which of the following modes is most commonly used for voice communication on the 160 meters, 75 meters, and 40-meter bands? The answers are Alpha, upper sideband; Bravo, lower sideband; Charlie, vestigial sideband. I like saying that. And Delta, double sideband. I'm going to read them again. The options are upper sideband, Alpha; Bravo, lower sideband; Charlie, vestigial sideband; and Delta, double sideband. I'm going to open the floor for technicians, technician only. If you want to give a shot, please come in with your name and call sign. All right.
KG5UNK. I'll take it.
So I missed your answer. What was that again?
I'll go with lower sideband. I don't know what the letter was. Lower sideband. KG5UNK.
Awesome. We got Doug here with Bravo. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Please call me in with your name and call sign. Technicians. let's open up the floor to everybody else who wants to participate. Please call in with your name and call sign.
BBS, put me down for a vestigial sideband. That one just sounds fun.
We got Rusty with Charlie. All right, who else wants to give it a shot?
KK7KOE, this is Kevin. I haven't checked in yet, but I wanted to. I'm pretty sure the other guy had it right. Lower sideband. I'm just trying to remember below what frequency is customary to go lower sideband. I want to say it's like below 9 megahertz or 13 megahertz or something weird like that. But yeah, I think lower sideband's correct. Back to net.
Kevin, we got you for Bravo. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
KI5JT, this is Rick. I got a story for why it is what it is. Meets the ancient history. I'll follow up after you're done with the question.
Juicy, yes, please. All right, anybody else have any answers for this one before we wrap this one up? All right. Well, the answer to this one is lower sideband. It's let's see. We got Doug and Kevin got that right. Rusty, you flunked on this one. AI5JT, what was going on? What's the story? Come in.
So there was some radio that with a mod could support single sideband for HF, and the IF on that radio was somewhere in the range of 9 megahertz. But it couldn't do upper or lower sideband, just based on whether it was high side or low side injection. You got low sideband below 9, you got upper sideband above 9. It's like in the 50s or 60s. I don't remember which radio this was. And out of courtesy, the other operators would honor this convention, and it just kind of stuck. KI5JT.
Well, awesome. That's good to know. I have no idea. It's a good thing that in ham bands, there's a kind of like a rule for that, because if you go to 11 meters, it's whatever they feel like going, upper sideband or lower sideband. They'll have to be switching. All right, let's do another one. Let's get us another one. All right, so question number 2 is, which of the following statements is true of VOX operation, VOX operation versus PTT operation? Which of the following statements is true of VOX operation versus PTT operation? Alpha, the received signal is more natural sounding. Bravo, it allows hand-free operation. Charlie, it occupies less bandwidth. And Delta, it provides more power output. I'm going to read them again. Alpha is the received signal is more natural sounding. Bravo, it allows hand-free operation. Charlie, it occupies less bandwidth. And Delta, it provides more power output. If you are a technician and you want to give a shot, please come in with your name and call sign and your answer.
KG5UNK, hands-free operation, Bravo.
All right. Who else want to give it a shot?
This is KI5 operation.
I couldn't copy you there. Could you come in again? I don't know. I think, but I guess you weren't hitting the repeater. So do you mind calling back in with your call sign and your answer?
I
I'm not able to copy you. Sorry. I don't know if you want to try another repeater. If you're doing a 320, you might want to try the 775. See if you can come in, because I cannot copy you. All right. Anybody else want to give it a try?
VBS. It's Alpha. Doug's totally wrong.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, the answer to this one is Bravo. It allows hands-free operations. Well, thank you guys for participating. It's always fun. And keep in mind that the club is going to be doing in-person testing on the next quarterly meeting. So check that out on Discord if you want to either get your technician license if you're listening and you don't have a license, or if you want to upgrade your license. So, all right. Well, this is KI5PZN back to net control.
Thank you, Ernesto. I appreciate that. So the one you couldn't hear was Karen, KI5ZPA, and I couldn't. It sounded like she said Charlie. I wasn't 100% on that one either, though. So, Karen, wherever you were the first time you checked in, you were great. But I don't know if you moved over to the sofa. But yeah, it was impossible to hear. All right. Well, you're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Call sign N5OAK. My name is Rusty, WZ5VBS. I'm your net control for tonight. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m., and for all the details, you can find them online at n5oak.org. So now we're going to move over to news and nuggets, and for that, we have, Karen is mobile now, and she said V. All right, so Karen, you got it right. Check it out. Karen got it right. Let's go talk to Mireya, KI5PZN's other half. She's KI5SYX. She's part of the Miresto team on the wind down net. So Mireya, will you please come and tell us some fun news about ham radio this week?
Sure thing, Rusty. This is KI5SYX with tonight's Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net News. From the Amateur Radio Newsline, from the future, that's tomorrow, February 24th. New Zealand hams face cyclone challenge. Radio operators with Amateur Radio Emergency Communications, or AREC, were put to the test after Cyclone Gabrielle swept through the northern island, bringing floods and damage to infrastructure. AREC volunteer members and other licensed hams had braced themselves in advance of the storm's landfall, and Sunday, the 12th February, Don Robertson, K6EX, the CEO AREC, told Newsline that in Auckland, AREC was providing radio support across the region for field teams and maintained VHF contact with the region's 14 civil defense centers plus local community response groups. Volunteers logged contacts, handled logistics, phone calls, communications, and used their PC skills as needed until AREC was still down on midday of Thursday, the 16th of February. Meanwhile, in hard-hit Hawke's Bay, amid rising rivers and power outages, only 3 AREC members were able to respond, working 12-hour shifts. Many recovery efforts have still gone underway and continue to this day. Another news on how ham radio operators save the day. BBC focuses on ham's roles in Turkey and Syrian earthquakes. Hours after a 6.4 magnitude earthquake rocked the already stricken region of Turkey and Syria on Monday, mainstream media turned its attention to the critical role that amateur radio plays. With communications taken down in much of the regions of Turkey and northern Syria, amateur radio repeaters on VHF and UHF frequencies kept communications open for rescue work and other aid. That dramatic story was told on the BBC program Digital Planet on Thursday by Aziz Saz, call sign TA1E, president of the Turkish Amateur Radio Association. The retired engineer was interviewed by the show, who is also a radio operator, M7GJM. Aziz said that following the disaster, VHF and UHF repeaters throughout the region were the only means of communication for 7 days, as rescuers and agencies shared frequencies and information. He said that the long-distance capabilities of HF were not only essential because most of the issues being handled were also local and could have been handled with short-range frequencies. Asked what the greatest contribution of the hams had been so far, and he said they helped save lives. Third on the news today, operators needed globally for autism awareness event. A call has gone out worldwide for hams to get on the air to bring greater attention to the needs of individuals who have autism. Amateurs throughout the world whose lives have been touched by autism are going to be getting on the air to help raise awareness of autism spectrum disorder during World Autism Awareness Week. Between March 25th and April 2nd, operators will be looking to log stations using any mode of their choice with the goal of directing successful contacts to the events page on QRZ.com. This is also about education. Amateurs in the United States will be using call sign W2A. Hams in other countries may want to secure local special event calls, but they will be able to use their home calls instead of the special call. All participant hams will be calling CQ Special Event Autism Awareness Week. Finally on today's news, nominate your Young Amateur for Newsline Award. We remind our listeners that young hams who live in the continental United States have an opportunity to make news, if they aren't already doing so, by being a recipient of this year's Amateur Radio Newsline Bill Pasternak Memorial Young Ham of the Year Award. Consider nominating an amateur radio operator 18 years or younger, someone who has talent, promise, and a commitment to the spirit of ham radio. Find application forms on the website arnewsline.org under YHOTY tab. Nominations open on the 1st of May and close May 31st. And that's it for tonight's Thursday Night Net News. This has been KI5SYX Midea, back to Net Control.
Thank you, Midea, for making that happen. It seems like forever since I've talked to you. So how are you? How's your week been? I know you've been busy, but where you been?
Hey, Rusty. Thanks for saying that you missed me. I've been very busy, you know. Everyone's busy, I know, but I've been busy at the school and then going to see my dad and just things. And every time that there is a net going on, I seem to be doing other things. So, I don't know, just around. So, I'm glad to be here tonight. When Ernesto said that there was an opportunity to do the news, I said, let me do it so that I can get warmed up again. I feel a little cool on the ham side, so I got to warm up again. Thanks for that shout out.
Roger, Roger. Well, thanks for helping us out. I put MXC on in the video net, hoping I could lure you into to playing with all of us nerds. So, good hearing you. All right, so next on the list is Fox News, and I have not heard anything from Jeffrey. I pinged Philip, and I didn't hear anything from him, so I'll do a quick Fox News update. We're going to send a congratulations to Sky N5LX. Well, first of all, Philip, AC5G, put out a really fun Fox, and we drove around. It only took us about an hour, right at an hour. If you go look over in the Fox Hunt channel, we got Jeffrey talking. Let's see, Jeffrey, do you wanna come in here and do Fox News stuff?
Yeah, KI5MVF here. I can do some Fox News. Definitely sent a message to the wrong channel.
Well, come on in and play, man.
Yeah, this past weekend, Philip, AC5G, hosted a Fox. It was kind of up in the northwest side of Austin. It was at the Stillhouse Hollow Nature Preserve, I believe it was called, down a little trail. Special congratulations go out to Sky N5LX, Rusty WZ5BBS, Ernesto KI5BZN and Enrique, Paul KA5FCU, KF5KLV, I believe that's Georgine, I could be wrong, myself, Jeffrey KI5MVF and Ashley, John KE5RS and Diane, Rick AI5JT, and Teja for finding the Fox this weekend. It was a good hunt. Quite enjoyed going and driving around this part of town, and not yet shared our tracks from it. But it was a great hunt. And then, as far as this weekend goes, it looks like Rusty's got a Fox hunt that he's hosting. It says Saturday at 9 a.m. Part of me wonders if that is a brunch hunt, Rusty. Otherwise, not sure how you can do old man breakfast and then go hide the Fox at 9. But curious to hear what you got to say about it. As usual, if you're interested in fox hunting, I highly recommend you find us in the Fox Hunt channel on Discord. This has been KI5MVF with the Fox Hunting News Update. I'll just go ahead and pass it over to Rusty if he wants it.
Thanks, Jeffrey, for filling us in on that. I saw your frowny face over in the Friday night channel, and trust me, it's hard for me not to say Trivia Net. It's kind of one of those things. Yeah, so it is Saturday at 9 a.m. I have some new things going on that I'm going to try out. But, yeah, Saturday at 9, I did that because everybody meets at Old Man Breakfast at 8 o'clock and, trade stories about where they heard it. So I'm not even going to have mine turn on until after you all have finished eating. So everybody has a fair chance from Old Man Breakfast to go find the Fox. Which, why not? So, yeah, Saturday at 9 a.m. It'll be running all the way until 7:15 p.m. so that we can give our first updates on the Wind Down Net. Tune in Sunday at 7:30 to see who found the Fox. But, yeah, Saturday at 9 a.m. And like Jeffrey said, if you're interested about fox hunting, if you've never done it, you don't have to have a whole lot of fun, crazy stuff. And we're totally down to, have people come ride with us because it's not hard. You just kind of know what to do. So if you're interested about fox hunts, go ping us on the Fox Hunt channel and get a ride with somebody. We usually meet up. We call it Old Man Breakfast. It's the Austin Radio Club. They've been meeting there since, the sky was gray. And it's Waterloo Ice House on Burnett and 183, so kind of north Austin. But we meet there at 8 a.m., and they're literally standing at the door waiting for that place to open. And we have breakfast and hang out for a little bit, and then we head out and find the Fox. So if you're interested in breakfast, any kind of anything, hit us up on the Fox Hunt channel. Let's see, what is Jeffrey? Okay, yeah, since it was before Waterloo. All right, there you go. So now it's time for club announcements. Just when you think you're going to check in, not so fast. We've got 504 members in the club. We got 3 new members since last Thursday. Kevin, you need to go officially join the club so we can tell them about it. John, KI5ZIE, is a new member, as well as Blake, NI5ZTW. That's a fun call sign. And Josh, W3MJO. So we got those 3 new members. The next club meeting is going to be Saturday, April 22nd at the Hawson branch of the Austin Public Library. You can check out all the details on the website or in the meeting channel for the Discord. The easiest way to stay up to date is to subscribe to the official club calendar. For all of you that are new out there and don't know, you can go over to n5oak.org, click on the calendar tab, and you can subscribe to our club calendar, and we will fill in everything that we've got. And trust me, we can keep you busy every day. We've got nets from our club, other clubs, other events, anything you want to know about radio in Austin, Texas. It's on our club page. So go check out the calendar and go subscribe, because it makes things a whole lot easier. And also, we have a trivia net right here every Friday at 9 p.m. This is kind of my baby. 9 p.m. on Friday. We had 38 players last week, which is kind of light. We've been up in the 50s for a while. Last week winner was Holly, W5LUL, Miss No Traffic herself. She came in first with 1,715 points. Claude, KI5ZQE, he's just been licensed for, a week or two now. He came in second with 1,404 points. And Dave, KI5STT, that's Holly's uglier half. He came in third with 1,277 points. After the trivia net, we have the elimination round, which is where we send you home. And Sky, N5LX, was the winner of the elimination round. He made it all the way to level 3. As far as official player rankings go, Kent, KI5RBT, is still in the number 1 spot. Karin, KI5ZPA, is in the number 2 spot. Way to go, Karin. And Jarrett, N5AFC, hanging out in the number 3 spot. Anybody can play. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. The bingo starts at 8:30, so you have something to do while you're hanging out waiting for the net to begin. All the details and everything are in Discord. To check out the player rankings, stats, net logs, any information that you want to know about the Friday Night Trivia Net, head over to n5oak.org and click on the Trivia Net tab. We light up all the repeaters and have fun. I'll read out all the questions, but the game is completely online. So you play that on your smartphone. It's all on the web. You don't have to make any accounts. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to give us your email address or, tell us your social unless you want to. Super easy. Come hang out. It's from 9 to 11 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one. So let's see if anybody else has any club announcements that they would like to add. If you do, please come now. Nothing heard. All right, well, let's remind everybody that you're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. Our call sign is N5OAK. My name is Rusty, WZ5VBS, and I'm your net control for tonight. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m., and if you want to know more about all the things that we're up to or to become a member or join us on the Discord, visit us online at n5oak.org. I'll be looking for regular check-ins shortly. No membership is required. Any and all licensed operator are welcome to check into the net. New hams are encouraged to check in, so if you're a new ham, we would love to hear from you tonight. Tonight's question is, what TV shows are you watching? You got anything good? I have a lot of guilty pleasures, so let's see if y'all got any good TV. It's always a fun topic. It's officially time for regular check-ins, and y'all know the drill. Please come with your name and call sign now.
Sis. Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November.
This is Kilo Golf 5, Uniform November Kilo.
This is November 5, Sierra, Mike, Oscar, Bill.
This is Alpha Charlie 5, call Philip.
This is Kilo India 5, Mike Victor Foxtrot, Jeffrey in South Austin.
W5, SD, Rick,
Alright, let's hold up. I heard Rick in Dripping Springs, but your audio is super, super low. I was not able to hear your call sign.
W5, SD, Rick, low traffic.
Alright, we got you in there. Keep them coming.
This is Kilo India 5, Sierra, Tango Tango, Bay Vita.
Kilo India 5, Zulu India Echo, John.
This is W5LUL, Holly and Buda.
Alright, whoever that was, you're barely making the repeater and your audio is super low. Try that one more time.
This is Whiskey 3, Mike, Juliet Austin, Josh, Hill.
We got you in there, Josh. Whiskey 3, Mike, Juliet, Oscar. Oops, I think, or was it uniform?
Big O, Oscar.
Alright, Josh, we got you in there. Anybody else want to check in on our first round of regular check-ins?
Kilo 7, Kilo Oscar Echo. This is Kevin, and I'm over in East Austin. How's my signal?
Well, Kevin, you were good, but you doubled with somebody, so I didn't get your call sign. Is this K7 or W7?
Thank you. Sorry about that. Kilo 7, Kilo Oscar Echo.
There we go. Gotcha. All right, that was way better that time. And then I think Jared, was it? Who else doubled with Kevin?
This is K5, URU, Blake, and Bastrop.
Blake, K5, URU. Right on, man. All right, anybody else want to check in before we go talk to Ernesto? All right, we'll be that way. Let's go chat with Ernesto, KI5PZN. Ernesto, how you been, man? What, you got any good TV shows you want to let us in on?
This is KI5PZN. I don't think I have any. Oh, yeah, I do. And you can laugh all you want. I've been watching while working because I can't, it needs to be something that doesn't grab all my attention. The old school Magnum PI, go figure. Old school Magnum PI. Man, I used to watch that as a very young man, and so yeah, that's the one, man. That's the one that I've been watching. Back to you.
Oh, dude, I will not make fun of anybody. I mean, we're watching MXC on the video net. For those of you who don't know, if you like to multitask, come hang out with all of us on the video net and watch MXC. Magnum PI, that's a good one. I haven't watched that one in a long time. I was watching some guilty pleasures. I don't record them because I would probably sit on my butt and watch them. But anytime I'm feeling bad or feeling like things are going bad, I watch Hoarders and My 600-Pound Life. And after one episode of each of those, life is fantastic. And I've thrown some stuff away, and I've cleaned out the fridge, and things are good. So I got no problems. Magnum PI, how long have you been watching Magnum PI, man?
I don't know, because there's like 1.5 million seasons. I have no idea that show lasted that long, but I've been just every time I get to work and there's nothing on the radio, I turn it on, and I still have not even halfway through the thing, through all the seasons, so I have no idea, man. That thing is, it's like 10 years that it lasted, the show. I don't know, it was a really long show, and I have no idea. I thought it was, a couple of years, but it makes you want to grow a mustache, man. Back to you.
Yeah, right, and not to mention the short, tight shorts and the Hawaiian shirts. It's amazing. I used to be a smoker, and you watch the old TV shows when they're smoking, and I don't even smoke anymore, and I'm just like, I want a cigarette. So it's amazing how that works. Well, all right, gang, we got Ernesto, KI5PZN, hanging out with us. Anybody want to talk to him?
Well, I do. This is Kilo India 5 Zulu India Echo. And I'm very hungry, and I have a fishing license in case you've gone over the bag limit.
Hey man, yeah. Are you on Discord by any chance?
Say again there. I dropped the phone radio there.
Have you joined the Discord group by any chance by now?
I can answer that. Yes, he's on Discord.
India 5 Zulu India Echo. It's breaking up. Just got static there. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. What I was going to say is, because I go pretty often, there's the pond on Camp Mabry where you can go in and they'll let you go in fishing. All you have to do is show a government issue ID and they'll let you in. And there's another place on Manor. It's called the East Travis County Metropolitan Park or something like that. And there are 2 ponds over there, and for those of you listening and don't know what we're talking about, is that Texas stocked a bunch of ponds and rivers throughout the state with rainbow trout from November until the beginning of March. And you get to take 5 per person per day, and they are really delicious. So, I guess that was it. Back to net control.
Ernesto, he is on Discord, so you can ping him on that. That's John, KI5ZIE. KI5ZIE. All right, anybody else want to talk to Ernesto? Come with your name and call sign.
KI5ZQE, this is Claude.
Yes, sir.
Ernesto, I was curious, do you think Higgins is Robin Masters?
As a kid, I did, and I would get into argument with my friends because we'll come to school the next day and discuss the latest episode, and I was always arguing with them that I always thought that Higgins was him, but I think now as an adult that I can pay more attention to the details on those things. Actually saved him. I think more than once while they were in Vietnam, and that's why Magnum gets all of those freebies of living on the guest house and being able to drive the Ferrari. So I think it's there's another guy, but yeah, I know, I see where you're going with that, because I was I was a firm believer that it was the same person, but I don't think it is. Back to you.
I guess there's like a bunch of flashbacks and stuff back to Higgins. I know in the war and then all that, but yeah, no. Magnum, great show, great shorts, great mustache, love it. This is KI5 ZQE back to Ned.
Love it. Great mustache, great shorts. All right, anybody else want to chat with Ernesto before we let him go? Come with your name and call sign. Nothing heard. Well, all right, Ernesto, you got anything else you want to talk to us about before we let you go?
Man, just want to thank you for running the net, and thank you for the guys who've given me a bunch of advice on antennas, on the antenna channel. I just added longer wire to my end fed, and I'm about to build an 80-meter dipole because I like to go to 80 meters and talk about phenol and ointments and things like that. So, yeah, no, man, thank you so much for running the net, and hello to everybody on the net. I think I forgot to say that. All right, back to net control. This is KI5PZN.
Well, you just reminded me now. We were talking, I think, on the UTNet yesterday, and you were talking about the antenna, and you had, like, the bamboo with the toothbrush and the duct tape and the things and the stuff. So did you get it up in the tree and all that stuff? Tell us about your antenna, man.
Yeah, somebody was watching. They probably think that I'm some crazy person, and I know. I have two bamboo rods that I taped. I taped with duct tape, and then at the very tip, I found like a little branch from the tree in like a Y shape, and I put it up there too with tape. And because the trees in my property here and the property here are not that high, I was able to put it all between, through the trees way up there. I would say good, 12, 13 feet up in the air, and it does an L shape, I guess, because it's 135 feet. An L shape, and I've got it to tune with the tuner. I just need to try, because I was having issues with 80 meters. It goes from 80 to 10, and I can tune on everything else except for 80 meters. It had a 63-foot-long wire, but now I replaced it with 135. Let me reset. So that's the story on that, and hopefully I will be able to talk on 80 meters. But yeah, I just need to test it on 80 meters. Back to net.
Good deal, man. You'll be talking about all kinds of crazy stuff on there soon enough. Well, thanks for checking in, man. Let's go talk to Doug, KG5UNK. Doug, how you been? And tell us what kind of TV are you watching, man?
Evening, Rusty, and everyone else. Well, I watched, I guess my main thing is just background noise. I watch 2.5 Men. I watch, I guess that's the sitcom that I watch regularly. I watch some racing every once in a while when it's on. But right now, that's about it. I haven't been paying that much attention to it. It's just on as background noise. I've got an older Kenwood 710, the non-G version. I've been trying to add a GPS built into it, and I didn't have much success. I think it's the GPS module that I've been messing with. And man, other than that, just kind of hanging out and listening around.
Right on, man. Well, I just added a Kenwood gear channel to the Discord at the request of James. So we got a new place to go talk about Kenwood stuff. And my buddy John loves 2.5 Men, but also with the racing, you made me think about F1 racing. When does the F1 racing start up again?
It should be coming up here pretty quick. I don't know the exact date, but March is typically the beginning. And let's see here. Usually Australia used to be the first race of the year, but I'm not sure where they're going. It seems like last year they kind of moved it around, and well, since COVID, actually, COVID was the change when they moved from Australia. It was actually the first race. It was the first race that COVID affected in 20, and so it looks like I'm trying to pull up the schedule here real quick. 1st of March, beginning of March, it looked like I don't know. Give me a second here, and I'll tell you. Yeah, it looks like March 3rd. March 3rd, Bahrain will be the first race. And it looks like we've got quite a bit going on, quite a few changes. I haven't kept up with all the moves, but people left, new people are coming in, people are moving from, team to team. So it's going to be quite a change up this year.
Yeah, I kind of spaced out on F1 for a little bit and came back, and yeah, things were all different. So it's always fun to see. Well, all right, we got some chatter in the Discord. They were telling you when it was going and what was going on. But cool, man. Well, maybe we'll have to do some F1 race watching over the weekends whenever that happens. We got Doug, KG5UNK, hanging out with us. Anybody want to come talk to Doug? Come with your name and call sign.
KI5K18.
Go ahead, sir.
As I said in Discord, yeah, it should be like a week after, the testing, like you said. So, you got Bahrain, and then, the schedule continues from then. Today's testing, everybody just looks kind of the same-ish because, everybody kind of wants to just, not show anything on the first day, and it is the first day in a new car, so you really don't get much of a feel for where the cars are until like day 2, day 3, in my opinion. But, I haven't been following F1 that long, but I understand how it works. KI5K18.
Roger. Anybody else got anything for Doug while we got him? Nothing heard. Well, Doug, you got anything else for us before we let you go?
Man, just been waiting on the nice weather to come and get out of this funky, humid, wet stuff, and enjoying the days. Thanks a lot for doing the show, man, and we'll catch you later. KG5UNK, back to net.
Right on, man. Yeah, I had the house open today. It felt super nice. So I feel you on the weather. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to come fox hunt this weekend, which by the way, it's going to be on the north side of the river. I'll at least tell you all that. I'm giving away. I have your last fox, the one that you did for the fox crawl. So the first person to find the fox is going to get a little fox prize that Doug KG5UNK printed himself. So thanks for making that happen, man. We're still giving those out as prizes. This is the last one, though. Well, all right. Let's see. We should probably do an ID just to keep things legal and stuff. Not that we do that much around here. But y'all are listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Our call sign is N5OAK. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m., and if you want to find out more about the club, you can visit us online at n5oak.org. We got Bill, N5SMO, coming up next. Bill, how has your week been? And I'm curious, man, what kind of TV do you watch?
Hey, Rusty. Great to hear you running the net. Yeah, the weekend was good. Played on the CW contest and got a lot of new countries on CW, and just hoping some of them confirm on Logbook of the World or QRZ. And the rest of the week it's been good. It's been good working outside in the yard. And, got the old little small tiller I have running, and tilled my trees and composted them, and trimmed my holly bushes in front of the house, and stacked up all that stuff and raked it. So just getting everything looking decent. It's all still pretty brown though. Let me let it drop. TV, pretty much anything related to cooking shows, my wife and I are watching. All the usual stuff, probably 60% of the time, things on the Food Network. And then I like the game warden shows like Lone Star Law and Northwoods Law, and there was one in Washington State with the game wardens, and now there's a new one with Montana, and it's called Montana Wardens, and it's pretty good because those guys are really laid back, way more so than all the other states. But yeah, it's just interesting to see how dumb people are, and how poorly people can lie when you're watching those shows. That's it. That's all I got. Back to net and 5SMO.
Oh, dude. So Logbook of the World sent me an email today that I have to renew my certificate, so I did that. That was fun and exciting. Cooking shows I've completely stopped watching because I got really fat, because I would just sit around and they'd make like some crazy dessert, and I'm like, I want something sweet. And then the next one they'd make tacos, and I'd just be like, I need a taco. And so I've learned that watching cooking shows, especially when you're hungry, it's like going to the supermarket, man. You just buy a bunch of crap, and then you come home and you can't make anything. As far as the game warden shows, dude, I love that. Lone Star Law, and then what was the other one? I can't think of the one that was up in New England. It was the first one. Oh, I'm pulling a blank. Anyway, but yes, I started watching the Yellowstone one as well, and it looks like they're trying to pull in on the Yellowstone fame on that one, but I watched the first one last night, and yeah, it was really funny to see, and you're right, it's amazing to see how ignorant people are and what's going on. But I also learned, I was like, game warden might be kind of fun, but then when they start giving people tickets and all that kind of Northwoods Law, that's what it is. When they start writing tickets, I'm just like, yeah, I really don't care that much about that. So that is what it is. But right on, man. Well, we got Bill, N5SMO, hanging out with us on the net. Anybody want to chat with him, come with your name and call sign. Nothing heard. Well, Bill, how you liking the 7610? Is it still treating you good?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And it's just so nice having buttons for so much of the stuff and hardly ever having to use the menus and still having a nice screen. And, you know, they got a good balance of the ergonomics to make it nice for operating, and it's also cool for the subband receiver, so you can monitor a second band and see what's going on there, and activity there while you're on a different band. You can't transmit on it. It's not like a dual band radio, but it does receive on two bands at once. But yeah, man, it's sweet. Highly recommend it if you ever get an opportunity to play with one, and you're welcome to check this one out if you're thinking about buying one sometimes down the road. N5SMO.
Comment?
Yes, sir, comment.
Cat5PZN. Hey, Bill, what antenna do you use for HF? Back to you.
Hey, on all the non-work bands, I have dipoles. I have two fan dipoles. One of them does 6, 10, 20, and 40, and then another one does 15 and 18. and then I have a random wire antenna on a 4-to-1 Balun that tunes up nicely on 30 meters and 12 meters and 60 meters, and it'll do the voice part, the high part of 80, not so good at the CW portion. And so it's all wire, and not up very high. The highest one's like 25 feet, the other one's like 80. And that's it.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I'm curious about antennas right now, but thanks for sharing that. Back to net control. KI5PZN.
Right on. Yeah, you got a Bill. Just so you know, you got a little sizzle on your signal there. So I'm not sure which radio you're on, but you do have a little bit of bacon fry there. Well, you got anything else for us, Bill, before we let you go?
No, Rusty, I don't. But thanks, and thanks again for running the net and 5SMO.
Right on, man. Always good to hear you on here. Next in line is Philip, AC5G. Philip had us driving all over town Saturday trying to find that fox. Philip, what are you up to, man? And any good TV shows that you're watching these days?
Hey, Rusty. Not up to too much. Been playing on some FT8 past couple days. Trying to finish up my work all state. Just missing Rhode Island. It's going to be quite some time. Trying to get that one done. TV shows, I don't really watch too much TV. Documentaries here and there. I guess the last one that I watched was What We Do in the Shadows, actually. But, yeah, that's about it. Not too much else going on. So, AC5G, back to net.
Right on, man. You were super scratchy tonight, so you might want to bump up the power if you can. We got Philip, AC5G, hanging out with us. Anybody want to chat with Philip, come with your name and call sign. Nothing heard. Well, all right, Philip. Have a good weekend, and hopefully you'll be hanging out on. You'll be finding my fox this weekend. It's been a while since I've done a fox, or I've been the fox, so I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of fox, we got Jeffrey, KI5MVF. He's probably hanging out down in Jeffrey, Soxville, if I had to guess. Jeffrey, man, what are you doing? What you been up to? You watching any good TV? And are you going to be looking for my fox this weekend?
KI5MVF here. Yeah, so TV real fast. Ashley thinks he said something about the guilty pleasure at first, and I gotta say my guilty pleasure TV show is Friends and How I Met Your Mother. Both very cliche, kind of cringy, full of a laugh track. Don't really enjoy making other people watch them because I feel judged. But that is like what a guilty pleasure is. But legitimately one of my favorite TV series is from the UK, and it's called Taskmaster. If you watch Taskmaster, you will understand how my brain works when I am hiding foxes. It kind of lines up pretty well, and with some old scavenger hunts I used to host. Outside of the TV world, outside of work, I've not been doing a whole lot, and I'm in the middle of reorganization of my shack. I get things nice and tidy and organized and usable. I've gotten, real busy with work, and things just end up stacking up on stuff, and desks are piled high with projects that don't have always time for. So, working on catching up on that stuff, and working a bunch, and yes, I should be finding that fox. I will probably be nice and wait till after, I think 9. I think I've got somebody stopping by the house at 9. Yeah, I'll go take a look for it on Saturday. KI5MVF, Rocket Net.
Well, that was exciting. I'm not really sure what that was. Somebody's sending us some, maybe it's the UFOs telling us to shut up about the TV. Well, so I'm not a big Friends fan, but my favorite nephew, Shay, a.k.a. Fart Bucket, he loves Friends. He watches Friends every night on my Plex server. How I Met Your Mother, I really tried to like that because I love Neil Patrick Harris ever since he was Doogie Howser. So, long time Neil Patrick Harris fan, but I can't, man, I just never could get into that show because you're right, it is rather cringeworthy. And Taskmaster, you of all people need a Taskmaster to get some of those projects and stuff done. I'm sure Ashley will agree with me on that. Well, we got Jeffrey, KI5MVF, and the person in charge of all of our fox hunts and actually really making this thing an every weekend kind of a thing. Anybody want to talk to Jeffrey, come with your name and call sign.
PZN?
Yes, sir, Ernesto.
Hey, Jeffrey, so what do you think about Rust's decision of waiting until we're all done with breakfast? Isn't that super sneaky?
It's super something, I'll tell you that. I think I'd be more down for it if I knew that I could make breakfast that day, but I know that I can't. I've got some ideas for in the future, things that Rusty say will eventually happen by the time that I retire, maybe. But I want to do one day where we all start in the same place and somebody else turns it on and you've only got, 3 or 4 hours to go look at it and we're all looking at the same time. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'm interested to see how it goes on Saturday morning for all those people that are there and starting at the same time. I think it'll be a good time and wish I could make it there for the exciting start. And then back to Rusty's note about a Taskmaster. I've definitely discussed putting my work project manager cap on if I take some time off and just catching up on all of my projects and things that I say I'm never going to do, or say that I want to do but never get around to. I agree. I need a professional. I just need me.
So, last Saturday, we all met up for Old Man Breakfast, and Paul and Georgine, we all left at about the same time. Sky was there as well. He was putting on his Doppler setup as Ernesto and Enrique and I were pulling out. And the funny thing is, we all got to Phillips Fox at pretty much the same time. I think Paul got there first, followed by Sky, and then we were looking at gauges and signals and maps and everything else, and when we turned back around, I was like, oh look, it's Paul's truck and it's Sky's car. I was like, we're totally here. And Sky found it first, and then we kind of came up on Sky, and then I don't know when Paul found it, but it was a little bit later. So, even when you leave from the same place at the same time, depending on, even if you get there first, doesn't mean that you're going to find it first. So, well, there you have it. Anybody else got anything for Jeffrey and KI5MVF before we let him go? Nothing heard. Well, Jeffrey, does Ashley have anything that she would like to talk about tonight before we let you go?
She's passed out asleep right now, but I will say that she had mentioned that Bob Ross is her Guilty Pleasure TV show. I told her I would share that, and I had forgotten. I'm glad you asked, but yeah, she's asleep. Nothing extra to share.
Oh, some little happy bushes and a little happy tree just poking in out of the back. Right on. Well, all right, man. Have a good week. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for trivia, and I can't wait to hear about all the shenanigans when you find the fox. It's going to be fun, and there's more details to come. So don't let the 9 a.m. start time fool you. There's more trickery around the corner. Well, with that, we're going to remind everybody you're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Our call sign is N50AK. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. For all the details and all the fun, visit us online at n5oak.org. n5oak.org. Go join us on the Discord and go sign up for the calendar. It's super easy. So next we have Dave, KI5STT. Dave, I thought your time would never come. What you been up to, man? And what kind of crazy TV are you and Holly watching?
Hey, Rusty and everybody. I'm trying out the UT repeater tonight on the Yagi I got at Belton, so hopefully I'm sounding okay. Went to a Mardi Gras party this week. That was pretty fun. As far as TV goes, we're watching this new show called Slow Horses. Kind of reminds me of a modern version of Tinker Tailor. It's a spy show. So that's about it. Dave, KI5STT, back to net.
I've never heard of that show, Spy Show. I'll have to check that out. My newest guilty pleasure is a UFO show that just came out, and I was kind of half-assed watching it, and the first episode was kind of okay, but then the second episode, they showed up in my hometown, and I remember back in 2007 when there was a sighting there, and everybody went crazy, and so after that, you got to watch, you got to pay attention, so it's been interesting to see that one. And see all the crazy things that the government's up to and what they're telling and what they're not telling and what everybody else is thinking. It's always a cluster, but that's what makes good TV, right? Well, we got Dave, KI5STT with us. Anybody want to say hi to Dave? Tell me your name and call sign. Nothing heard. Well, have a good night, Dave. We'll see you tomorrow for trivia. Next up is John, KI5ZIE. John, what you been up to, and what kind of fun TV shows are you watching? KI5ZIE, are you still out there? Well, that means we get to go to Holly. Pass the mic, Dave. W5LUL, Holly. Hello. Hopefully we're going to see you tomorrow as well. What you been up to? And tell me, what kind of great TV do you have in store for us?
Hey, Rusty. I'm actually on a different radio, so I'm not passing the mic tonight because Dave just got his new antenna put up upstairs. Let's see. TV-wise, I did watch, it's not TV, but I watched a YouTube video this morning about the street takeover in Austin. It was about 50 minutes long. It had the lead up to it and all the activities. It was super crazy. But other TV, Umbrella Academy, I just finished that one, and I've just learned that they've got a new season of Outlander on Netflix. So that's what we're working on right now.
Very cool. Yeah, I was watching, I record the 6 to 7 a.m. on KXAN for my local, weather and all that kinds of business. And they were like, yeah, it kind of happened, It was the kind of the start of the news show. But the national news was just like, oh my God, the streets are insane in Austin, Texas. Like, it was really kind of fun to see how they blew it up on the national news. And, granted, it was some craziness, but yeah, it was interesting to see the difference between local versus the national. Well, very fun. We got Holly, W5LUL with us. Anybody want to say hi to Holly? Come with your name and call sign. Nothing heard. Well, we will see you tomorrow for trivia, and yeah, it's going to be a fun one. We got Josh, W3MJO. W3MJO, Josh, how are you out there? How's your week? And tell us about the TV that you're watching. You're still barely holding the repeater, and your audio is super, super low.
Okay, well that boosted power. How about the audio?
That helped out tremendously.
Okay, rock and roll. We'll go with this. Hey, thanks, Rusty. I'm new to the club, relatively new to the area. I've been here a couple of years now, but getting back into the hobby, try to keep close. As far as TV goes, don't really watch a lot of TV. Currently watching the third season of Picard that just started. Watching The Last of Us, and eventually got me to but other than that, I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch it a lot. Wrestling, so that's where I spend most of my TV viewing time. And other than that, I'm just sitting around here watching videos.
Yeah, I got sucked into YouTube definitely when the COVID hit, and that's when I learned a lot more about ham radio, just sitting around watching that kinds of stuff. So I took a break from the TV, but I always like having stuff in the background, so, kind of is what it is. I'm curious, what repeater are you hitting?
Trying to come into the 320.
All right, well, you're on the fringe there, and you're barely making it in, but you're definitely doing it. Anybody want to come say hi to Josh, W3MJO? He's also hanging out with us in the video net. Come say hi to Josh. Everybody's shy tonight. All right, Josh, well, have a good night, man. Hopefully we'll see you on Trivia tomorrow. Next is Kevin, KK7KOE, and we met Kevin last night after the UT net. Ernesto was having a conversation with himself on the repeater. We couldn't figure out what in the world was going on, and we finally realized that he and Kevin were close enough. Kevin didn't have the tone programmed into his radio, but Ernesto could still hear him. So Ernesto was replying to these questions that no one else could hear, and Kevin finally got his radio programmed right, and now he's here to talk to us. Kevin, welcome to the club, man. I know this is your first net to check in with us. We got you on the Discord as well, so welcome to the club, and tell us, how's your week been? What brought you to Austin, and any good TV you want to share with us?
Hey everybody, thanks Rusty. Kilo 7 Kilo Oscar Echo, and that was an interesting start to my ham career, I guess. I brand new ham, just got my license this past Saturday. Did tech in general at the same session, so. That was, it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I think I over-prepared, or either that or I got lucky and the questions they pulled were just like the easy ones or something, but it really wasn't that bad. Let's see, TV. I don't really watch a lot of shows. I know there have been some Survivor reruns on lately, and aside from that, I don't really watch a lot of TV, but I do watch UFC fights. So if anybody else is into UFC, definitely interested in watching and talking about UFC. Most recently watched the Volkanovski-Makhachev fight, which was pretty awesome. And I guess aside from that, you know, working on, you know, radio stuff, trying to get my house grounded appropriately for the some antennas I want to stick on the roof and that sort of thing. Kind of trying to figure out what I can get away with in terms of the HOA. And you might have a new call sign coming pretty soon. You know, and here's something I didn't think about. They just gave me this call sign. I didn't pick this or anything. And then I looked on the form that they submitted, and it seems like I could have requested a vanity all in one shot. But anyway, I circled back and requested a vanity, so they got to double dip me on the fee. So I'd be interested to hear others' experiences with that. But yeah, aside from that, you know, just into all kinds of geeky tech things. Programmer by trade. And yeah, what else? I'm gonna put a big pool in my backyard this weekend. One of those giant Intex above ground pools. So I'm trying to figure that out. Anyway, that's kind of me right now. Back to net.
Very cool, man. Yeah, you got your tech and your general at the same time. So we're doing our first ever license class, our exam class after our quarterly meeting in April. So if you want to get your extra and just be done with it, that's kind of what I did. I did my technician and then kind of figured it out and sat on it for about 6 months, and then did general the next month, and then extra the month after that, just to be done with it. So if you're looking for a place to get your extra, you can come hang out after the quarterly meeting and make that happen. As far as Survivor and the reality TV shows, I can't do that. I think people that watch like the Kardashians and all that stuff just have like a giant brain tumor, you know, if they can sit there and watch all that stuff happen. Not that you were watching Kardashians by any means, but just reality TV show. UFC, I know nothing about UFC, but I like watching two guys just beat the ever-loving crud out of each other and, you know, blood on the floor and all that kind of stuff. So I'd be down to watch some UFC. I'm not going to talk intelligent, you know, like most things in my life about it, because I don't know anything about it. I know Conor McGregor, I think, is the only one I know, and that's just because he's like the crazy person. But yeah, totally be down to watch some UFC with you.
That's great, man. I love watching a good UFC fight. Every once in a while, although they have not done it lately, Alamo Draft will put a fight up on the big screen, and it is bliss. It's the best of both worlds. So, you know, I've seen a fight live. I went to Houston to see. That was Izzy and Robert Whitaker too, that I got to see live in at the Toyota Center. And you know, it was all right, but even paying for quote unquote good seats, you're still way farther back than you would be watching it on TV. They got those cameras right up at the edge of the octagon. But when you watch it at Alamo Draft House, it's like live audience, you know, they got food and everything, and then you're still watching it at the edge of the octagon. So it's kind of like I say, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I was talking to Doug about that, about F1. I've never been to an F1 race up in person because I like sitting on my butt in the AC, and I mean, usually it's on another continent. But even when it's here, you know, I like having all the bubbleheads talk and tell me all the things and all the stats and all the whatnot. So now, as far as this pool that you're putting in there, or have put in the backyard, is it a saltwater pool or just a chlorine pool? Tell us, give us some details about that.
Yeah, you know, I've done a couple summers here now with no pool, and so it's been a struggle to say the least, right? So this year we're resolved here at the homestead to have a pool. So after going back and forth about it and not being indecisive, we said, look, let's just get one of these giant Intex pools they're selling on Amazon. I mean, they're like 50% off right now because it's February. And so we just snagged one of these things up. It's sitting back there unassembled. But it's like 18 feet by 9 feet. I think you can get about 50 inches of depth in the water, and then comes with a pump and some other junk like a janky ladder and stuff. Not doing salt water, just probably gonna throw the chlorine chemicals in there. But yeah, looking forward to having a little private oasis this summer.
Sounds fantastic, man. I grew up with a pool out at the ranch, and we moved it over to saltwater. And I can tell you this, the pool would, with the regular chlorine stuff, man, it would turn green, you know, because I wasn't paying attention to it most of the time, but it would turn green within a matter of 3 to 4 days if you weren't paying attention. And with the saltwater, I could not pay attention for a couple of weeks before it would turn green. So if that helps you, you know, it's just a little cell and some other things that you got to put in. You got all the right parts, but I highly recommend the saline or the salt pool. Plus, when you dive in there and it's hot, you have just enough like salt on your lips to make you kind of want to drink more beer. It's kind of like the pretzel and the salty peanut effect. So there's that. It kind of gives you a reason to, you know, load up on the beer. Well, all right, we got Kevin, our newest member, hanging out with us. Somebody come in and say hi. Give me your name and call sign.
KC3 NAG, Randy.
Come on in, Randy.
Yeah, can't wait to jump into the pool. Hey, Kevin, cool, like, just got, like, stuff all licensed up there and whatnot, but, we don't really care about that, okay? What we care about is where's your pool? We want to know where the location is. I have a bad back, but I could probably send, you know, somebody over to, like, help set the pool up for you. But the location of the pool will be very important. Don't pay any attention to Rusty. He doesn't have a pool.
Yeah, thanks. You know, the location. I couldn't tell if you were exactly what you were saying there, but my understanding is, yeah, location's super important, and I'm kind of brainstorming on getting my backyard level this weekend. So I've got some ideas about that involving a sod cutter and various other, you know, yard tools. So we'll see how that goes. But thanks for calling. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, that's what we were talking about. It's like, let us know when you get the pool set up. You know, location, you know, GPS coordinates, whatever. We're all friends, no worries. KC3 NAG, back to Kevin for one quick little shot.
Yeah, thanks. I got you now. Listen, if you're up for a road trip, there's probably going to be much better pools that are far more interesting than my little mud hole over here. Anyway, appreciate it. Back to net.
All right, we got Randy trying to scam in on some free pool time. Anybody else want to talk to Kevin? KK7KOE is hanging out with us.
K9 Lima Zulu Yankee, Rob?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, hey, Kevin, I've got an Intex pool. It's like the 10-foot one, and works great. You know, I use bromine, the little tablets, drain the water every 2 weeks, you know. I also have a hot tub, the inflatable hot tub, and so they work great. One tip is to pause for reset. One tip is to make sure that if you get the cover for it, that the sun will beat the heck out of the cover. It'll crack. Get the cheap cover. Don't get the expensive cover because it's going to break and you'll just end up wasting $100. And then the last thing, where are you going to put your antenna? Right next to the pool? Back to you, Kevin.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Yeah, that's a good thought, right? So the antenna, what is the recommended distance between an antenna and a pool?
Depends on how many watts you're pushing. I would say far, with your radio on. Back to you.
thank you so much for the tip, Rob. You know, I hadn't really considered that yet. I mean, just eyeballing it far enough apart, I'm not running an amplifier, so, I would anticipate falling somewhere in the 70-watt PEP type of range, like absolute tops. But, here I am standing with my handy talkie, and so no risk as of yet. Back to you.
Yeah, cool. If it's a handy talkie, then you can be floating on your little floaties as long as you don't get that handy talkie, or get it IP68, something that's waterproof, and then you can talk to the net while you're laying on your little floaty back to net.
So here's how you determine how far the antenna needs to be from the pool. You go by the biggest amp and you get all the power and all the things and all the antennas that you want. You fill up the pool, you stick Randy in that thing, and you broadcast. And if Randy's still alive by the time you're done, then you have successfully installed both your pool and your antenna. And you can use Randy as the test dummy. How does that sound?
Well, from my point of view,
back to you.
No, he just knows about huffing chlorine. He doesn't know anything about chlorine. And I think the appropriate thing is the volume of Randy times the power of the antenna equals everything's going to be fun. All right, anybody else want to come in here and beg for some pool time from Kevin? Come with your name and call sign.
Hey Kevin, don't put your real email address on QRZ because we will find you.
Yeah, that's kind of the way this amateur radio thing works, right? So there's essentially zero anonymity. So yeah, look me up, come on by. And, the pool's not even up yet, man.
There you go, Randy. You got to help build the pool before you get to use the pool. That'll keep him out there for the whole summer, man. All right. Anybody else want to come chat with Kevin before we let him go? Come with your name and call sign. Nothing heard. Well, Kevin, welcome to the club, man. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night for the trivia. And, we'll figure out some UFC fun. We'll go watch some people bleed. It'll be awesome. Next up is Blake, K5URU out in Bastrop. Blake, you still with us? How's your week? And tell us, what kind of crazy TV are you watching?
Well, hey, Rusty. Yeah, I'm still here. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I've been watching some old episodes of Cops on YouTube, so that's been fun. But yeah, I haven't checked in a while. Just wanted to see what my boys are up to, and you guys got a good club going. And man, Rusty, you're a natural. Great moderator. So I appreciate you.
Right on, man. It has been a while since we've seen you, and good to hear you. So I haven't watched Cops. I don't know if you're watching. I think they came out with a new version of Cops. I don't know if the hate police shut it down, but I used to watch Live PD. I loved Live PD. It was fantastic, especially when they were in Williamson County. Because I am just like right on the edge of Travis County and Williamson County, and they were over here in this neighborhood a lot. And I thought I lived in like some sleepy little village and nothing ever happened. But man, oh man, these little like comfort suites and like all these little hotels and stuff, there's some shady stuff going on over here. And it was interesting to see what was going on. So, well, all right, anybody want to come chat with Blake at K5URU while we got him? Nothing heard. Well, have a good weekend, Blake. Maybe we'll see you on trivia. So we are like way overdue for an ID, so we should probably do that. You're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. Our call sign is N508K. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Look at that, man. It's almost 10 o'clock. And if you want to find out more about the club, join us on the Discord or see what we're up to on the calendar, go visit us at n5oak.org. Well, that was, believe it or not, that was the end of round one. We've been chatting quite a bit. So now let's go for round two. If you want to check in to round two, now would be a great time. Come with your name and call sign.
This is Kilo 9 Lima Zulu Yankee Rob up to Lakeway.
This is KI5 and OK Anderson down in Manchac.
Y'all don't let Anderson scare you. If you want to get in on round number two, come with your name and call sign. This is why we don't let Anderson check into the nets. Let's go talk to Rob, K9LZY, our very own lazy dog. Rob, what you up to, man? And tell us about all of your guilty pleasures and the horrible television that you watch.
Yeah, K9LZY here, Rob. I put up a box, square, horizontal, diagonal, tri-band antenna, so I actually made my first 1.25 contact today. Got it up on the painter, not on the painter pole, on the conduit, the 15 or 10-foot conduit. Got a bunch of stuff in. On TV, I've been doing a lot of YouTube over the past, X number of COVID times here, and doing the ham radio stuff. And then also doing sailing, where people go and they live in the Caribbean and take YouTube videos of them working on their boats, and then also I've been watching Clarkson's Farm. Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear, second season of the Clarkson Farm is great. Nice, great Brit humor show. Highly recommended. It's on Amazon. So been watching that quite a bit myself, and then of course waiting for the Yellowstone. Back to net.
So I was wondering if Yellowstone is over. I haven't watched this season. I like to binge watch. Netflix has changed the way I watch television, so I just kind of wait. So it was interesting to see if that is the case, because I thought there was only like 7 or something instead of like 10 or 11. And then also, as far as the YouTube goes, this would be another good question for the net. Who is your favorite YouTube ham radio person you got out there?
Yellowstone, they did a mid-season break and I think from the news stories, Kevin Costner doesn't like the shooting schedule, so that's probably part of it. On the YouTube guys, of course I like, Josh, Ham Radio Crash Course. He's a great host. I've been watching Spoken Ape a little bit, even though he's really dry. He's got a lot of good information. And then I kind of watch Ham 2.0 for the infomercial aspects, and it's almost like watching QVC, only, at least it's about ham radio. So those are my kind of three big ones that I watch.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Ham Radio 2.0, it's like UVC for, like a network that can't afford decent-looking people, for sure. But he does do really good reviews on all the things. I will give him that. My favorite is Amateur Logic TV, and it's George and Tommy, and it has a very, old-school Austin public television vibe. Tommy is a software engineer, and George is an old-school radio engineer, so he's always got fun stories, and, that man can put together all kinds of fun stuff, and he's used to working on, 25 and 50,000-watt transmitters, so he's completely legit, but they're very dry, and if you don't know what you're watching, then you'll just be like, what in the world is this? So I usually watch it by myself. It's a guilty pleasure for sure, just because I like those guys. But either way, well, right on, man. Let's go see if anybody wants to talk to Rob, K9LZY. Hey, Randy, Rob's got a pool and a hot tub. Just FYI.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let somebody else jump in first. KC30 NAG.
Technically, you already failed at that. Anybody else want to talk to Rob and K9LZY? All right, Randy, it just leaves it to you, man. His pool's already up and running, and it sounds like he knows what he's doing. So, the floor's all yours, Randy.
I thought we were talking about pools. What do you mean the floor's all mine? Hey, Rob, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Randy. Good. In fact, I had a thought. Maybe if you and I both get in the pool at the same time, it'll drain half the water out, and then that's less of water for me to go ahead and try to pump out by myself. Back to you.
Hey, I'm all for novel engineering, 100%.
Roger that. So, and then, but one thing, Rusty, what was that YouTube channel you were talking about again? Back to net?
It is Amateur Logic TV. Go to amateurlogic.tv. That's their website, and then they've also got Amateur Logic TV on YouTube, which is where I watch all the stuff. They do that, and then they also do Ham College, and they'll go through all the test questions and all that stuff. But if you like good old public access television, then it'll fill all the warm and fuzzies. If you watch it live on Friday night, I don't get to do that anymore because of the Trivia Net, but the live one is like 2.5, 3 hours, and they just kind of bumble fart around and this and that, and then they'll recut it and they make it down to about an hour. So there's a chat group going on with it as well, and it's just kind of a bunch of old guys that have a lot of fun. So go check it out. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I certainly love it. Anybody else got anything for Rob, K9LZY, while we got him? Nothing heard. All right, well, I remember the sign that we used to have next to our pool, and it said, "Welcome to our ool." Notice there's no P in it. Please keep it that way. That was, nobody ever got out of the pool, though. All right, next is my favorite. It's Anderson, KI5NLK. What's going on, man? We chatted earlier today. Tell us, what kind of horrible, crappy television stuff are you watching over there in the man cave?
Oh, Rusty, I'm your favorite. KI5NLK. TV. We jump right to TV. I don't really watch TV, but I did get one of those VR headsets that makes me extra dorky. And there's this app called Big Screen where you can get in and watch with everybody else. So like people will create a room and you just play whatever movie you want or whatever TV show. And I've been watching that Rick and Morty thing, and I kind of watched it back in the day, but I've been like going back now and just watching it like 3 or 4 episodes at a time, and it's just like it's kind of genius.
Oh, dude. I love Rick and Morty. I don't know that I could watch Rick and Morty like all up in my business though, because it's a lot. Like it's like an acid flashback with the Family Guy storylines. Like it's bonkers. But I love me some Rick and Morty for sure. Let's see what else. The VR headset. That was just for the porn though. That had nothing to do with TV, right?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. The reason I got the headset was actually for the flight simulator stuff, but I later found out all the other cool stuff you can do. Like you can do roller coaster rides and stuff like that. But I don't know if you can do porn with a VR headset. Maybe that's on the way or something. But one thing that's really fun about when you watch Rick and Morty though is you join a room with 15 other people, and you can sit there and you can like comment on it and talk with people. So you don't have to be like totally into it. Like you'll see people have like little conversations and they'll be chatting back and forth while they're watching. But anyhow, it's kind of fun. By the way, if anyone wanted to comment to me after the fact, I keep looking for crossband capable radios for 2 meters. So if anybody has suggestions, I want them.
Ooh, all right. We were talking about that earlier today. So if you have any crossband radios for Anderson, I've already told him the FTM 300 is the greatest thing in the world. And we've already talked about the FTM 500, which I don't know what the difference between the 3 and the 500 is. But, there's a sheet out there that'll tell you. So anybody want to give Anderson some recommendations on radios he won't buy, come with your name and call sign now. All right, Jeffrey, go ahead.
Anderson, I would recommend, or at least put it on your radar, the Yaesu FT8800. I've got the 8900, which is like the quad band version. If you're just looking for regular 2-meter and 440, though, the 8800 should be pretty good for you. Another radio to have on your radar. I bought this Kenwood TM Z71 just to make it my dual band radio, and I've not tried it out yet. It's just kind of become my regular base station radio. So yeah, look at that FT8800. Just another good option rather than something brand new.
I dig it, man. Thanks for the recommendation. So the 8800 or the 8900, or I guess they're similar?
Yeah, in theory, either or. I've used my 8900 on Southside Simplex a couple times, and it does good. That used to be my main base radio, but I've used it on crossband repeat a couple times. If you have no interest in 6 or 10 meter FM, the 8800 is probably cheaper. I've not figured out, but I bet you could use the 8900 as a 2 meter 440 dual band into 6 meter or 10 meter. I wanted to try that. To walk around the house and chat on like a 10 meter repeater in New York would be pretty cool.
Okay, I remember the 8900, the one that only had FM 6 and 10. So I don't know if anybody ever talks on that one, but that is a good suggestion. I'd forgotten all about that one. I looked when I first got into ham radio at that one and hadn't looked at it since. Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Anybody else? Recommendations for Anderson?
Okay, Bob, you or you, Blake?
Good, Blake.
Hey, Anderson, I've almost always used a crossband, so I've got a Kenwood 710. Might be willing to make you a deal on that.
Oh, you got one for sale? Heck yeah, we can make a deal.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a while since I've been on Discord, but I'll get on there and we'll figure it out.
I like it, man. You might have solved my problem right here.
Yeah, man, they're great. I've got one in my home base, and I've got a second one in the car, and just sold my car, so that one is available. So we'll figure something out.
I like it, man. I'll hit you up on Discord. KI5 and OK. Back to net.
Yeah, Anderson, that was Blake, K5URU. He's on the Discord. Go ping him. Anybody else got anything they want to chat with Anderson about? Come with your name and call sign.
NAG.
Go ahead, Randy.
Thank you, Rusty. Hey, Anderson. It was really cool meeting you at Field Day, man. And a whole bunch of y'all. I mean, that was really nice. And I seriously, I had not been out of the house for like a year and a half. You know, kind of like taking care of my mom and whatnot. But, yeah, super. And so, I heard like your Yamaha is like kind of doing okay there. I was curious on that, but I ran across somebody else that had like kind of like older Yamaha race bike that would just look pretty in my garage, so I'll have to track that down. But back to, you were saying like you got some of those like Google glasses, like, you know, you can like see the vision in front of you. One thing I wanted to, you were saying like, flight simulator thing in a group, but hey Rusty, like Anderson showed me some of his flight simulator pics, and they were pretty hot.
I felt like there was innuendo there.
I'm letting you do this one, Anderson.
Well, I will tell you, it was great to see you at the Winter Field Day, Randy. And yeah, the little Yamaha, there were so many little problems that I fixed on that thing, but it is technically running now. I did have to do some pretty shoddy paperclip work to get it running, but once I was done with that, I sorted everything out. Like I had the little kickstand switch in the house, and I was cleaning all the contacts, and then the ignition I had to kind of break apart a piece of it and replace it with something out of I cut a circle out of a Home Depot bucket and soldered some wires on, but it's working.
Yeah, okay, like self-bike building motocross racer back when I was like 15, 16 years old. If you've got wires onto it, take them off. Take all the wires off. I heard about that paperclip that allegedly bypassed the shutoff the other night. So, hey, I'm always lurking.
Yeah, well, I guarantee I'm not going to keep this thing long. I'm going to play with it, and I'm going to get bored of it, or my wife's going to yell at me and go, whoa, you never said anything about riding it. So it'll be for sale before we know it.
All right, cool, man. They are a really cool bike, and and I did a lot of biking in the woods and whatever racing when I was young. So anytime, and I had a Harley Davidson chopper. So anytime I can run into a biker friend or a trials riding friend, it's all good, man.
Yeah, that biking in the woods looks like fun. But I don't know that's for me. Back to you, Russ.
FYI, Randy, Anderson looks hot whether he's playing the simulator or not. Anybody else got anything they want to talk to Anderson about before we let him go? Come with your name and call sign. Nothing heard. Well, hopefully we will talk to you on the Slack for Chat tomorrow. And I don't want to hear your lies about coming to trivia because we know it ain't going to happen. So, all right, well, that's the end of round number 2. You know, we didn't officially get Randy on the list, so we're going to do KC3NAG. Randy, get in here and tell us what you're up to, man, besides lurking on the repeater. And I'm curious, what kind of TV are you watching over there, Randy?
Oh, come on. This is KC3NAG, Randy Anderson Mill, coming in on the flagship 320. No, I haven't been stumbling over my tongue. TV? You know what my 88-year-old mom and I watch? Monday night, we watch Antiques Roadshow, because I used to be in the antique business. And I let her, she will pick something out. She goes, that is so ugly. And I'm like, $15,000, $20,000. Get it every time. And we also watch the Gold Miners on the Discovery Channel on Friday night. And Thursday night before the net, my mom and I watched BattleBots. Yeah. That's pretty much the extent of my TV. So if you want to put some quizzes up for your so-called whatever it is, Friday night net trivia thing, hey, there's some hints, man.
All right, well, there you have it. Antiques Roadshow, man. I haven't watched that in a long time. I used to watch that with my grandmother, though. And same thing. She was 92, and it was wonderful to sit there. She was a very proper, woman. And, yeah, to sit there and watch her, she's like, that is just horrible. That is dreadful. I would never have that in my house. It was always fun. The other ones, I think the ones that I liked the most were the ones that, like brought a dresser or some 800-pound chunk of something, and, they had I've lost the word, all the provenance, there we go, and it was some, super expensive, and the guy's like, yeah, it's worth $10. And to see their face just drop because they've lopped this monster piece of furniture, to some warehouse in the middle of nowhere and stood in line for 10 hours. It's pretty awesome. The gold mine shows, I used to watch a lot of those, but I kind of fell out of love with those. After a while, I'd had enough. BattleBots, I used to watch back in the day when it was more of how they were, put together and all that kinds of fun stuff. And now it's just kind of more like the WWE. So not too big of a fan of the BattleBots. I'll watch it, but it's more hype now than how the robots work and all that, which I really kind of found interesting. Well, we got Randy, KC3NAG, listening and hanging out with us. Anybody want to say hi?
KC5UNK.
Go ahead, Doug.
Hi, Randy. That is all.
Oh, hi, Doug. Nice quick miking with you, man. You need to come over and hang out sometime, buddy.
Yeah, Roger, man. We can, I'm sure we can work that out. You're not that far away, so it'd be an easy trip.
Yeah, you can probably crawl the 3 or 4 miles over here, no problem.
Well, only if I don't have to crawl all the way back home.
I can put a sleeping pad down in the garage and you'll be comfy, man. No worries.
Alrighty, well, have a good evening. KG5UNK.
Anybody else want to say hi to Randy before we let him go? Well, all right, man. Whatever you do, don't lurk on the trivia net, because I know you and Cody just like to hate on it and say it's rigged. But we can go with that. I love on reverse, dude. You're blowing out my radio. It's hilarious. I can hear you better on reverse than I can through the repeater. Well, that is the end of round number 2. So let's do a quick ID and see if anybody else wants to check in. You're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. Our call sign is N50AK, and my name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight. We're hanging out here from 8 until whenever this thing ends, man. And if you want to find out about us, go visit us online at n50ak.org. It's officially round number 3 of check-ins. Let's see if we got any latecomers. Anybody else want to check in to the net tonight? If you do, please come with your name and call sign now.
This is Kilo India 5, Zulu India Bravo. This is Brandon. I'm mobile, just late check-in here.
All right, we got Brandon on mobile. Anybody else out there want to check in? Well, very cool, Brandon. KI5ZIB. What you got going on out there? What are you mobiling around doing?
Yeah, it was just me and a buddy at Nomadic Beer Works over off South Congress, and yeah, just kind of excited. I got a new base station. I think as some of you guys know, I'm a new ham, and I got this FT, this Yaesu 897. Been able to make sure it's working at home, and it's making me really excited to get my general and start doing some HF stuff. That's about it. Yeah, glad to catch the tail end of the net, KI5ZIB.
Very cool, man. Yeah, new base station's always fun, and just so you know, we are doing testing at the end of club meetings from now on. But April 22nd, man, is going to be our very first testing session. So if you want to get your general, come do it after the meeting. You can come meet all of us crazy people and get your test. It's all electronic, and it's neat. I'm looking forward to doing our training and figuring out what all we're doing. Ernesto and Philip and I have been doing it over at the Wells, what is it? Mud Branch. Yeah, that is the multi-utility district or whatever that stands for. So, well, cool. Very good to hear. Anybody want to say hi to Brandon, KI5ZIB, while we got him on the phone?
Kilo 9 Lima Zulu Yankee.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, hey Brandon, I got my tech ticket about 2 months ago, like late December, early January. Don't let the tech hold you back, man. You can get on 10 meter all day, and that's still within your range. And I've got contacts out in Japan. I almost made a contact in Taiwan. I had, the first part of it finished off. Australia, Fiji. All over South America, so don't let it hold you back, man. Get on 10 meters. It's fun. Back to net.
Rob, that's super cool to hear. Yeah, I've been kind of eyeing maybe just like a simple end-fed. Ernesto recommended 80 to 10 meter one. Curious if anyone's got experience with these MHJ ones. They're like $100 on Gigaparts. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got the time to set up a dipole, but I'm definitely open to suggestions on antennas. And yeah, Rusty, I'm definitely eyeing. I got on the calendar April 22nd. I don't know if I can wait that long. I'm like so amped up, so might try to do something remote online. Like I did for my tech license before then, but we'll see if I get around to studying, KI5ZIB back to net.
Well, I I'm never going to tell you to not get anything or upgrade sooner than later, but if worst case, scenario, you can come hang out with us and take your test in April. So we'll put it at that. If you don't manage to do it online, you at least have it in person in April. You can come hang out with the club and have some fun. Anybody got any antenna suggestions for Brandon while we got him here? Come with your name and call sign.
KC3, NAG.
Oh, anybody but Randy. Get in there, Randy.
Hey, man, I like antennas. Be nice, Rusty. I have been looking for basically an 80-meter, end-fed with no antenna tuner required antenna to get on 80 meters. And I know if MFJ has one of those, and I know they're like about $100. And Ernesto said something about, maybe, but I'm kind of wondering what model that is, if you happen to know offhand, man. Back to you.
I don't, but I could pull it up and post it in the Discord. I'm more than happy to post that. I'd be curious. It only had a few reviews on Gigaparts or something like that, as far as I could tell. But it looks like it's pretty low commitment to set it up, which is sort of appealing to me at the moment. KI5ZIB.
I do like to try to give a little pause before I quit my, but in my reasoning, my thinking is, MFJ has one of those that allegedly you do not need an antenna tuner for, because that's like a couple $100, and I don't mind spending $100 for something that's going to work, although I could probably build it myself, but sometimes you don't have time to do that. But does anybody else out there know anything about what I'm talking about, real quick? Okay, I'll keep it at that. KC3, NAJ, back to you, man.
All right, thanks, sir. Let's see if anybody else has any antenna suggestions for Brandon, KI5ZIB. Come with your name and call sign.
K9LCY.
Go ahead, Rob.
So, mine was $59. Yes, it's a dipole, but I put it in Discord in the general channel, but it's cheap. It's tuned perfectly for 10 meters. And, you throw it up with a stick, like bamboo pole, wink nudge, nusto. What I did also is I bought a little $39 tile speaker stand and stuck a pole in the end of that and got it up about 10 feet, and it works great. Low effort. Back to that.
Oh man, I just gotta say I love the sound of that. I'm gonna look through the general channel and see if I can find that link. Very cool. I appreciate the recommendations. Yeah, KI5ZIB.
Yeah, Brandon, another good place is to go hit up the antenna channel on Discord as well. Go throw out what you're looking for, what you need, and you'll get lots of opinions and ideas, things you can do. Especially we have apartment dwellers and home dwellers and people that have property and people that have a balcony. So, depending on what you have, go tell everybody what you got and what you're looking for, and the antenna channel will be your friend. Anybody else want to chat with Brandon before we let him go?
Hey, Brandon, just keep up the good work. Antennas are antennas, man. No worries.
All right, thanks, Randy. Let's see. We're going to do one more throw out there. See if anybody wants to check in to tonight's Thursday night net. Almost at the trivia net. If you want to check in and chat with all these crazy people, come with your name and call sign now. to recheck, but your audio is super low, so we'll try that again. Come again?
W3MJO recheck.
Hey, there we go. W3MJO. What you got, Josh?
Tweak my antenna set up here a little bit. How's that? Am I coming in a little bit better?
You're coming in a little better. You still got a little bacon fry on your signal, and the first time your audio was super low. But the last two transmissions, you're at least readable.
Okay, here's one more tweak. How about that?
That is definitely the highest audio that we've had out of you in the last, 4 transmissions.
Roger that. Stretching her out there, but thanks, Rusty. Appreciate that. W3MJO.
You bet, man. That's always a good place to test out your setup and check on your antennas and make sure they're working right. Anybody else want to check in before we shut down the net tonight? Come with your name and call sign. Well, I think that's going to do it, folks. I'm going to see Ernesto just replied at 10:18, so that must mean that he's still up. Ernesto, do you want to do the net rundown and tell all the good folks where all they can go throughout the week to play radio?
Yes, sir. We're going to start on Mondays with the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's 6-meter Monday, hosted by Rick, AI5A. That's on the 50.125 megahertz frequency at 8 p.m. On Tuesdays, the Oak Hill Southside Simplex, hosted by Ray, K5BZI. That's on the 146.555 megahertz frequency at 8 p.m. On Wednesdays, we have the UT Amateur Radio Club Wednesday Net, hosted by Matthew, KN4LRA. That's on the University Link repeater system and the N50AK repeater system at 8 p.m. On Thursdays, right before this one, the Oak Hill CW Net, hosted by Pat, W5WTH. That's on the 3.532 megahertz frequency at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday. And at 8 p.m., this one, the Oak Hill Thursday Night Net, hosted by a different operator every week. That's on the N50AK repeater system and the University Link repeater system at 8 p.m. Fridays, the Oak Hill Friday Night Trivia Net, hosted by Rusty, WZ5BBS. That's on the N50AK repeater system and the University Link repeater system. That's at 9 p.m. And remember, there's no software to download or accounts to create. All you need is your smartphone, tablet, or computer to play. Saturdays, the Austin Amateur Radio Club Elmer's Net, hosted by Jeff, N5MNW. That's on the 146.940 megahertz repeater at 7 p.m. At 9 p.m. on Saturdays, the 220 megahertz Good Guys, Original Preservation Net, hosted by Steve, KB9, DSQ, and that's on the 224.100 repeater at 9 p.m. If you don't have a 220 radio, you can dial in through Echolink using WM9W-R. Whiskey Mike Niner, Whiskey-Romeo, and that way you can get in through Echolink. On Sundays, we have the Austin Amateur 10-meter weekly net. That's on the 28.410 megahertz frequency at 3 p.m. At 7 p.m. on Sundays, the Travis County Aries weekly net. That's on the 147.360 megahertz, again at 7 p.m. on Sundays. Sundays, also at 7:30 p.m., the Weekend Wind Down Net, hosted by Ernesto, KI5PZN, and that's on the University Link repeater system, and the N50AK repeater system, again, that's at 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. At 9 p.m. on Sundays, the Austin Amateur Radio Club SWAT Net, hosted by Jeff, N5MNW, that's on the 146.940 megahertz frequency at 9 p.m. And don't forget to go to m5oak.org to check the calendar for the DMR machine. There's a net there every night. And with that, I'll send it back to Mr. Rusty. WZ5VBS from KI5PZN.
Oh, thank you, good sir, for making that happen. And if you missed out on some of that, or your pen ran out of ink, you can find all of those things on the calendar on the website as well. You can even go and subscribe, and we'll stick it in the calendar for you. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's Thursday Night Net. We hope you had a good time hanging out with us. The Thursday Night Net is a service of the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N5OAK. For more information on the club, becoming a member, which is absolutely free, or to learn how you can donate, which we would absolutely love, visit us online at n5oak.org. This is WZ5VBS, and it's time to bring tonight's Thursday Night Net to a close. We're going to signal all the repeaters to switch back to regular amateur use. And while they're doing that, I'd like to thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow for the Trivia Net, hopefully, and bright and early on Saturday for the Fox Hunt. So, yeah, have a great weekend, and we'll see you here next Thursday. 7-3, y'all.
KC3 and AG. No response. Talk to y'all later. KC3 and AG.
Night, Randy.
Yeah, I just had an addition for the Monday night new hams net on 146640.
I have that on the calendar on the website. Did he not mention that one?
I don't know if I always miss it or if it's not in your your script. I'm not sure. I did backup for them for like a year and a quarter, and it's very much a new hams net. But it needs to be on the script.
Yeah, I listened to that net quite a bit and participated when I was a new ham for that exact reason. It was really nice to have places that you could go ask questions. I definitely have it on the calendar, and I will ping Ernesto and see if he can add that to his script if he doesn't.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's just lacking off the script. I mean, I listen to them, that's how I got started, and, I got my license, and they're, begging for somebody to do backup, and it's like, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And I ended up in Philadelphia running the net on Echolink, down here in Austin, so, yeah, got a little experience on that whole deal, but... it is what it is. I just wanted to, throw it out, man. No worries.
Roger, man. We'll get it added. I'm gonna go see a man about a horse. WZ5VBS clear.
Yeah, truly. I was gonna say, yeah. See you later. KC3 NAG.
One iPad down, Rusty. KI5 and OK.
W3MJO test. W3MJO testing.